got a part in a movie in 1986. I called it They Couldn't. I said, right, that ain't funny. So to me, it was.
So 2018 was when I finally got a real quote. And that is the last time that I haven't gotten a raise since then. And each and every project that I have to fight for that.
You still have to fight.
I have to fight for that. Yeah.
Like, let's send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, move over, get out of here. You know, your son got shot in the face. That's difficult.
Years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money.
About this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you.
Girl, let me tell you about the scandal everyone is talking about. People are saying that Denzel Washington released a shocking tape, and it's turning Oprah's life upside down. Of all people, Denzel. This could shake her entire empire. This isn't just a small rumor. The video is real. How is Oprah handling all of this? And why did Denzel choose to speak up now? I'm about to spill all the details. Oprah has been on top for a long time, but could this scandal bring her down? Stay tuned, because we're diving deep into this drama. You won't want to miss it.
Is acting like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, gee golly, right? And also, you want to bring in what is it, Marlon? The Wayfair? What's that called?
Oh yeah. So, not like it. Okay. So I'm gonna say it again. There are things I can't tell you here. All right. I can mention certain things, but I will not go into them.
How about just mention?
Okay. For those of you who don't know Wayfair, if you haven't been familiar with Wayfair, Wayfair was just like Wish and Amazon. You used to go in there and purchase. The problem was that Wayfair was also involved in selling people, children, people. And if you went to, and they would put them under certain titles of furniture names. Now, you would see like a table with a name, a type of table.
For $100,000.
And it would be, for $100,000.
It's crazy.
And people would go and purchase this table. You wouldn't get a table. You'd be purchasing a person.
Sick.
Oprah was involved in all of that. You want to know how she made her money? Just understand that's part of it.
Yeah, don't think that she.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you knew, you have the influence to shut things down. You have government influence because she knew Obama, right? She and Obama were pretty damn tight.
Oh yeah, he gave her an award. He gave her an award.
So they know each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
She knew all this while he was a president for 8 years, right? You were telling me you're aware. You don't have the wherewithal to say, yo, I have some news that you could deal with some pretty bad things in America and get rid of this problem. Didn't do that. Now, what I want you to all understand that 40% of the people being trafficked were of African American type. Okay, so even if you were, like she said that old white people need to die, if you're that kind of mindset where you really don't like white people but you use their money, wouldn't you at least do something to try and stop the trafficking of your own people? But that wasn't done either. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that until my channel.
Okay, let me cut in for a minute. So listen, Marine, this is crazy that you said this, and I'm telling you 100% for a fact this is the truth. So you say anyone with half a brain has to ask why was America so fascinated with Oprah? She wasn't pretty. She wasn't especially smart. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. This is crazy that you see, Marine. We friends. See that? Did she call in yesterday?
That's mama. That's mama.
Okay. Listen, Marine. I'm sorry. We friends. I don't want to argue with you. But no, but really, what you saying is so crazy. I was just talking to my wife about it earlier. I told my wife, I said, you know what's crazy? When I was younger, you know, when Oprah was really, really jumping off, right? I used to look at her and I used to say, how the hell did she blow up like that? Okay, because I'm watching her and, you know, she put on a good show. She put on a good, interesting, intriguing show. But hell, anybody can do that. I mean, not anybody, but most people. Hell, Mira Marlin can do that right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not a big deal. And I'm looking at her and I'm not, you know, trying to be disrespectful, but she's not cute at all. You know, I'm not saying I'm cute, but she's not cute. So then I'm like, okay, and you're overweight. All right. You know, how the hell did you get so much fascination from America? Now we know why. I've always wondered that. I had to throw that in there because I've always wondered that, and now I can see what's going on. But what's dangerous about this is that these kind of people carry spirits. They carry spirits, and when you deal with these people, those spirits will jump in you and have you doing the same old mess, and you won't even realize what you got going on. So that's what's dangerous about dealing with people like her.
Now, mind you, there is a cult way that she handles.
Let's get into the shocking details of this leaked video that has everyone talking. The woman who has been America's favorite talk show host for decades might be in serious trouble. Now, I know you're wondering, what's actually in this footage? Rumors say it shows Oprah in a compromising situation, and it's not just a small mistake. People are buzzing about it, saying it's something huge, but no one knows for sure what's on it. Here's what we do know. This isn't just another celebrity video. If true, it could change how people see her forever. But here's the catch. No one has seen the full video yet. It's all speculation, with people spreading different versions of what they think is in it. Some say it's from years ago, while others believe it's recent. The craziest part? No one really knows the truth yet, and that mystery is what's making this whole situation even wilder.
I want you to understand how many women she affected by doing what she did.
A lot.
Okay?
A lot.
And then you have people like Rose McGowan. I want you to, okay, so I'm gonna read this, okay? I won't bring it up, but I'll read it. When she was asked about Harvey Weinstein, she said, "Of course I didn't know this was going on. Of course I didn't know." Now, if you know anything about people who are guilty, they have a certain set of root words that they will use to try and convince you that what they're saying is true. They have a very specific way of saying things. This, of course, I didn't know any of it was going on. I think where this movement will eventually lead us is to not accepting any kind of behavior that disparages you as a human being. Mind you, this is about women.
Right.
This is the response when confronted with something that Harvey Weinstein was doing. 90 different women. Understand this. A man who was your friend, 90 women, 90 women, accused him. You get confronted about what you knew, and your response is, "Of course I didn't know any of this was going on." I think where this movement will eventually lead us is not accepting any kind of behavior that disparages you as a human being. Why am I willing to put up with an a-hole? Not only am I going to take your not take your sexual harassment, I'm not going to take any of your BS, period. That's your response to a man being accused of 90 different ways of harassment and what?
Disgusting. Marlon, excuse me for a minute. I'm just if I look like I'm lost, I'm trying to make sure I'm not on that YouTube no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem.
So, give me a second.
That's part of what I was going. Like her pushing to have Dave do certain things and wondering why he wouldn't do certain things, and upset with him because he wouldn't do certain things, i.e., dress in a dress. You will see some things happen over time like that on her show. that will tell you exactly how she viewed it and what she did. It'll be an obvious thing. It'll be a very obvious thing. Even Dave was saying, yeah, I wasn't down with that. You see them trying to emasculate black men in America. And she's like, well, I don't know if that's what they really do. She was involved, always has been involved. She is still involved. Yet there are pictures with Harvey and her, and that's part of the thing, that Ruth McGowan is one of the main people that was harmed by this. And when somebody now this is part of the whole I blame the victim thing, right? So you're telling me that a lady is telling you, I know firsthand this man did this. And she said, I told Oprah, and I know Oprah was part of it. She is aware of it, didn't do anything. Your response is, I didn't know.
I didn't know. It would seem like you would have went, you know what I'm saying? And let's take away from the thing, but she should have went to the government at least. She should have went and told and reported this stuff. So Sabrina, a lady by the name of Sabrina Bittencourt, she did a report on it. And all of a sudden, she committed suicide. You know, all these people commit suicide after they do reports on this stuff. And we just accept that. We just let it go. You know, like a lot of people that's dealing with the Clintons, they had committed suicide, they say.
He just happened to fall on a gun that was loaded and popped.
Yeah, and then kaboom.
From behind.
You know? Yeah. So just understand too that it's crazy. Oprah. It was something else that you had mentioned to me, Marlon.
Well, one thing I did. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to tie the connection from. I wish I'd have put a map up. If you can see the connection from the school and the camp, the farm that this guy that John had, it's across the water. But if you just look at the location, so if you got time, go back and look at the location. Google it, the distance from the school and the farm. And it seemed like an easy transition. So what made Oprah, which is a double-edged sword, what made her be so hard on empowering women, which leads it into a whole new thing? She put all this power into women, women, girls. And the thing that I come up with Oprah is that Oprah was molested when she was younger. And bless her heart, I'm not teasing her about that or making a mockery out of it, because that's a terrible, terrible thing. And I would dread for anything like that to happen to any of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's a joke. And I'm not trying to say that it's how that she get. But what I am trying to tie in is this woman is hurt. Same way with, what's his name? The gay dude. The dude we talked about already. The actor.
You mean Tyler Perry? Yeah.
Tyler Perry. See, the problem with these people is that they hurt and they have not turned to God. See, when you don't turn to God and you got this pain in you, you turn around and you inflict that pain on people. And that's what they do. Oprah's doing the same thing. She was molested when she was younger, so allegedly by a family member, and she ended up getting pregnant, and I think she lost the baby or had to abort the baby or whatever. I forgot what it was, but the bottom line is she went through some things, and so now she's taken it upon herself to put other kids through those things with no conscience. And then on top of that, I get to do these things and get paid to do it. Oh, count me in. And that's exactly what she's doing. So you got to be careful when you're dealing with hurt people that has not turned to God. If I find out you hurt and you have not turned to God, I got to be super careful with you, because you never know how that person is going to act out. And this is what she's doing. She put herself in position. How she got in that position exactly down to a T, I don't know. But it's really odd that she blew up like that. And she just come on now, look at her.
I do know how she blew up that way, but like I said, that particular part of things you can't touch here. I'm just saying, I know exactly how she got.
How did she meet these people? Okay,
that I can talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know how many people know about the Bohemian Grove Society. And people will tell me, oh, that's conspiracy. No, there was video footage of it. So if you don't want to believe it, then say that you're ignorant and you don't want to believe it. That's fine. You can call yourself ignorant and we will accept that you're ignorant and we'll move on. But it's happening and it's real. Now, people might talk about the she didn't get into this via the Illuminati. That was a whole different thing. How she got into this was just like how every other rap star gets their popularity. You have to perform a certain thing. You have to give up a certain thing, name to your soul, and you get a certain thing in return. Now, I want you to check the progression here, okay? No name Oprah. She can't really act. I want people to understand that she is not a good actor. Not a good actress. She is putrid when it comes to the camera. She got a role in The Color Purple because she could cry. Okay?
Denzel Washington is the one behind this leak, and everyone is confused about why he did it. But let's focus on what this could mean for Oprah. This isn't just a little embarrassment. If the rumors about this footage are true, it could lead to lawsuits, lost business deals, and maybe even legal trouble. Now, the big question: how did Denzel even get this video? Some say he's had it for years, waiting for the right time to release it, while others believe he just got his hands on it recently. No one knows for sure. The strangest part? No one understands why he chose to expose it now. Are they feuding? Did Oprah do something to upset him? Or is there an even bigger drama happening behind the scenes? Whatever is in this video, it has Oprah scrambling. The details are still unclear, but the little information that is leaked is enough to keep everyone on edge. People are waiting to see when the full video will come out, what it will reveal, and how it will impact Oprah's life and career. Sources close to her say she's in full panic mode, trying to figure out how to handle this mess. But with how fast news spreads these days, it might already be too late for damage control.
Absolutely appalling to give credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever. You got a gay man who has a lust for fame, fortune, and what does he do? If it's being gay is not working out for you, you become trans. And you try to make a lot of money, which is what Dylan Mulvaney has done. Dylan Mulvaney is not an example of women. He's not even trying to be a woman. He walks around with a 5 o'clock shadow and dresses up in women's clothes and mocks women.
Facts.
He's berating
Facts.
women. I have never in my life seen a woman act like Dylan Mulvaney. Not one person on this panel can show me a woman that's as flamboyant and radical and twitching and twisting and acting like Dylan Mulvaney.
Are you insane? Did you watch the Barbie movie? What are you talking about? What, and who are you to talk about who a woman is? You're a man. This is absolutely nonsense.
Who are you to talk about?
I'm not telling anyone who a woman is, but I'm certainly not telling someone who isn't a woman.
I've never seen a woman.
Do you think Dylan
like
Mulvaney cannot compel people to use
I'm not
language
compelling people,
you
but I want people
use?
to be kind.
I am kind.
I'm
lovely.
You're calling her
kind.
mentally unwell.
He is mentally unwell.
That's very
excuse
unkind.
me, I'm
Everyone
sorry.
on this panel so
If
far has
I-
had zero
if
empathy
you saw
for
someone-
any of the people we're
you saw
discussing.
someone-
You've had no empathy.
You don't want to hear other people's opinions.
Then Riley has
you don't
for
want to
literally
hear
anyone
other people's
else.
opinions.
Yeah, Brandon, coming to you.
Everyone has an opinion. You may not like the opinion, which is
But
fine.
where's
I
the
don't
love?
agree with you.
Where's
it
the love?
doesn't matter.
It's a not lying.
That's you think love is lying to people and deceiving people. I think love is telling people the truth and being consistent across the board. Dylan Mulvaney is crazy.
Where's the dignity?
Now let me tell you
Respect?
this.
Where's the respect?
Let's put this in perspective.
Where's the respect?
Because I think people get caught up in the gender role thing. Just imagine if a person was white and decided to identify as black and did all of these crazy things that
this
they
argument
thought
has been had so many times.
That they did stereotypically what black people would do. We would be outraged.
We would.
It would be a sham.
I agree.
We would not accept it. And so we shouldn't do that. What Dylan Mulvaney is doing is wearing women face. The person is not a woman. He's not trying to be a woman. He's impersonating.
Honestly, I can't
perceptions of a
continue to
woman.
sit here listening.
We've talked about the leaked video, but why did Denzel do this to Oprah? Rumors say he's been holding on to the footage, waiting for the right moment. But why now? Denzel and Oprah have been acting friendly for years, but Hollywood smiles can hide serious drama.
To do with sport and how you feel it's unfair because you're up against people with
It is unfair.
a bigger body, right? So do you think
With
it's
men.
unfair that someone who's taller than you or has more strength than you can be in the same team? Is that the argument we're making here? Is
man.
that what's unfair?
I think it's
right?
to do with the criminal.
All right, wait, let's move on. I want to discuss a couple of other things before we finish. One is Oprah Winfrey. We may even get some agreement on this. We might do. Oprah Winfrey's fought back tears because she was basically caught taking these weight loss drugs, Ozempic, I think. She said it stopped her blaming herself for being unable to control her body shape with willpower. Of course, she was the front woman for Weight Watchers and had to give that up when she was caught not actually doing anything the Weight Watchers tells her to do, but basically taking a tablet to lose weight. I want to play the clip of Oprah talking about this.
I took on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight was national sport. And then I read the headline that Mr. Blackwell, the tastemaker of the time, called me bumpy, lumpy, and downright dumpy. Because when I tell you how many times I have blamed myself, because you think I'm smart enough to figure this out, and then to hear all along it's you fighting your brain.
I'm afraid I like Oprah, known her a bit over the years, but she was caught basically defrauding the world, right? Because she was a spokeswoman for Weight Watchers, and yet quietly and secretly, and denied it, actually, she was taking one of these weight loss drugs. We think it may have been Ozempic. It was something similar if it wasn't. But she was just caught. Brandon, I mean, to me, it was the deceit and the hypocrisy. And I think it's been pretty damaging to Oprah, this. And no amount of her tears, pretty crocodile tears, I think, no amount of that is going to change my view that on this one, she really pulled a fast one on the public. And in particular, all those women that looked up to her and were following what they thought she represented, Weight Watchers, and their guide to how you lose weight, when in fact she was popping these pills secretly behind everyone's back.
This is what they do. You know, she only cried when she got caught. She didn't cry when she was taking those Ozempic pills or whatever the case may be. And then they try to change language. She says she can't change her body shape. Yeah, nobody can change your body shape, but you can change your body weight. Depending on what you eat. Are you in a caloric deficit or not? Are you working out or not? But she was saying she was working out, giving these young women false hope. And she did it to them. She should be ashamed of herself. But instead of taking responsibility, which I would have said, fine, you took responsibility. We know people cheat, people do stuff. She made it about her and became the victim. Lady, nobody's putting pressure on you about your weight. That only comes from within. I don't care how much I weigh. And if I don't care how much I weigh, that's on me. That didn't have nothing to do with society. So she should be ashamed of herself. But this is what celebrities do. They only...
Rumors suggest this could be linked to Denzel and Oprah's long-standing feud. In Hollywood, friendships can turn sour over the smallest things. Maybe Oprah said something behind Denzel's back or didn't support his project. But here's where it gets interesting. Some think Denzel isn't acting alone. In Hollywood, favors are everything. So, who's really pulling the strings? One thing's for sure, no matter how they act in public, behind closed doors, this could be the end of their decades-long friendship.
Famously, he's married to a director who is 24 years older than him. He took her name when they got married. He's a kale eater. I mean, all of this is ringing alarm bells to me, I must say. He says, I'm being a feminist. I'm happy to say I'm a feminist. Being a feminist is just believing in equal rights. Man, woman, gay, straight, black, white, we're all in it together. So we got a kale-eating guy with curly hair who took his wife's name. Hey, Brandon, I don't know about you, but I'm just not sure I can have a kale-eating James Bond.
Many of the Dutch eat kale, actually. It's quite popular
gender
in the
roles
Netherlands.
so heavily. What's wrong with someone eating kale?
Well, because it suggests they may have vegan tendencies.
What's wrong with that?
Can't have a vegan.
That's what's wrong with that.
They mean they're soft.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. They mean they're soft.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in a man's man. I don't really like these feminine guys who go out.
Kale is
They
fiber.
don't seem to be.
God.
Men too need fiber.
In any way. They don't seem. I know it's okay to eat fiber. I'm just saying the insinuation that the guy got curly hair. He looked like a softie.
Yeah.
And he's trying to play James Bond. There ain't no real man. Listen, even the gentleman on here that calls himself gay. There is no situation that you would find yourself in.
Gay? What is wrong with you? I have sympathy for the people in the comments right now. They're like, what is going on? Why is this guy?
You know, we don't even know actually. Brandon, to be fair, we don't actually know whether this guy is going to be James Bond. One thing we can say with absolute cast iron certainty is that Barbara Broccoli will not be appointing James Barr as the next 007.
Maybe she should.
Because there is a limit to what kind of man's man we want as 007, and it ain't James Barr.
This drama could have serious consequences, not just for their friendship, but for their careers too. Once a reputation is damaged, it's hard to fix. Denzel might think he's bringing Oprah down, but this could backfire on him. The real question is, what happens when they finally meet? You can bet there will be tension, but we still don't know the full story. Maybe Denzel had a reason, maybe Oprah did something, or maybe it's all a misunderstanding. One thing's for sure, this isn't over. Rumors say more tea is coming, so stay tuned because things between Denzel and Oprah are about to get even hotter.
2009, Michelle, when they're many are signing a petition for Roman Polanski. You saw the roar and the standing ovation. I think what Oprah said is right. I think she's dead on. I have faith in her. I don't have faith in all these people racing for the next savior.
Well, in the clip that you just showed, among the people who leapt to their feet for Roman Polanski were hypocrite Meryl Streep and, of course, now accused multiple predator Harvey Weinstein. And I have to disagree with you slightly, Sean, because as much as I've heard
By the way,
so
we've
much
been
positive...
family for years. You go right ahead. Everyone else, wait till you hear tonight's Hannity hate mail. Go ahead.
That's right. So I do not join in all of the effusive praise for Oprah's speech last night. I thought it was textbook, partisan, and ideological identity liberalism. And she herself is one who has been accused by multiple victims of Harvey Weinstein of being a fixer for Harvey Weinstein. There are many infamous pictures of her
I've seen the pictures,
hanging off of Weinstein.
But you have to be fair. Did she know? We don't know if she knew.
Well,
a lot of people have taken pictures with me and you over the years. We don't know them.
No question about it, but the consensus from so many of the people who have been complaining about Harvey Weinstein for years and been ignored is that, quote unquote, everybody knew. Meryl Streep knew, and many people believe that Oprah Winfrey knew as well. So, look, the idea that Hollywood and Democrats strategists think somehow that Oprah Winfrey has a chance in 2020 and that she's allowing all of this buzz to happen. She has her boyfriend, Stedman, cheering on all of the gossip about a potential run. What would we get? We'd get another 8 years of the same kind of Chicago machine identity liberalism that we got under Barack Obama, who has in part so large a role of Oprah Winfrey to thank for getting him where he was. And last night, all of Hollywood and Oprah were pretending as if the last 8 years of the Obama administration didn't happen. And that's, to me, I think, what's most troubling, the unreality of the people in the Hollywood bubble.
Sean, I guess the difference, I go back, I felt in many ways between vetting Obama and Reverend Wright and Black Liberation Theology and Dorns and Ayers and Acorn and Alinsky and Frank Marshall Davis, I felt there were a few of us. Michelle, I know, was one, and there were a few of us that vetted him. And then after 8 years, there were very few of us that talked about what? We had 13 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty, the lowest labor participation rate since the 70s, worst recovery since the 40s, lowest home ownership rate in 51 years, and we doubled the debt, and he gave Iran $150 billion. So truth and facts and substance matters, but I kind of feel I was alone here in a lot of ways. I had Michelle, was like family to me, by my side, and a few others. That's about it. So why the rush for a savior again when the last savior they chose failed so miserably?
Well, look, I think the thing that's interesting is that what Oprah said last night, all Americans should agree with, and I agree with you, that respecting women, creating a safe work environment for all individuals is something that we should all agree on. It should be beyond politics. It should be beyond ideology. It should be something that every American and every human supports. That being said, I think that the interesting thing last night is she didn't talk about policy. She didn't talk about how to solve some of the more controversial issues. And to your point right now, I mean, they're about to coronate somebody who gave a speech on, frankly, something that not only should we all agree on, but something that you aptly point out is highly hypocritical for most of the people in that room.
They did.
Where I mean, Sean, it's not just Roman Polanski. It's Bill Clinton. It's others who, when they're given an opportunity to speak out, they overlooked it.
They did more. You know, you had to sit in a room. I don't know how the hell you did your job for as long as you did. And I noticed in an interview with SE Cup, you were kind of hard on yourself. And I'm thinking, you know, you really didn't do that much wrong because they were so hostile. I can't think of a moment they've given Trump a break. And they gave Obama every break. Oh, both before, during, and after. What's your experience with the press?
Pew Center, I mean, look, I've known a lot of these guys for sometimes, in some cases, more than 2 decades. I think there was unbelievably a massive hostility never seen before, and the Pew Center backed it up. 63% of the coverage against President Trump was negative, only 5% positive, which is 3 times what that was of Obama. I mean, they came out guns a-blazing in the mainstream media. They were upset that they were wrong, and they were going to take it out on their coverage.
All right, last word, Michelle.
Well, I think that Hollywood and the Democrats need to put down the Oprah bong and stop inhaling. And I think probably the reason why they're so desperate is if you look at the current field of Democrat potential candidates for 2020, you've got the pretendian Elizabeth Warren. You've got Bernie Sanders, who will be 79. Maxine Waters, who's cast as the fresh face of the Democrat Party. No wonder they're grasping for the straw of Oprah Winfrey.
Girl, you know Oprah has ruled daytime TV for years, but this scandal has her completely shaken. Word on the street is she's in full panic mode behind closed doors, and I've got the inside scoop. Picture this. Oprah's chilling in her mansion, probably sipping some fancy tea, when bam, her phone blows up with news of the leaked footage. Sources say she went pale as a ghost and nearly dropped her mug. She's always been in control, but this time, she's scrambling. She reportedly called an emergency meeting with her team ASAP, trying to figure out how to spin this mess. But here's the real tea. She's not just worried about her image. She's scared. Insiders say she's barely sleeping, not eating, and snapping at everyone around her. This isn't the calm, collected Oprah we know. And can you blame her? If this video is as bad as people say, it could shake her entire empire, book deals, TV shows, magazines, gone in an instant.
Barbara talking to the top headline makers of 2010, and she's here now to give us a first look. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning. Well, yes, I do have 2 from 9 to 10. A wonderful interview with Oprah, probably the most personal interview I've seen her do or done with her. She talks to a lot of people, but she doesn't usually talk about herself. 10 to 11 is 10 most fascinating people. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, Oprah. She's leaving her program, most people know, after 25 years, because in January, just a couple of weeks away, she starts her new network. She doesn't leave until the spring, but the new chapter begins next week. So we sat down with her, and as I said, I've never seen her quite as revealing throughout the interview. We asked her what I thought was, sort of simple question about her relationship with her best friend, Gayle King. And this was her answer. Very personal. A lot of women have close friends. Very few have friends as close as yours. Mm-hmm. Describe that friendship to me.
Ooh, okay. She is the mother I never had. She is the sister everybody would want. She is the friend that everybody deserves. I don't know a better person. I don't know a better person.
Why is it making you cry?
Shoot, wasn't gonna cry here. It's making me cry because I'm thinking about how much I probably have never told her that. Tissue, please. I now need tissue. I've never told her that.
So when those, to me, dumb rumors come up that you
are gay,
what do you say?
Well, I have said we are not gay enough times. I'm not lesbian. I'm not even kinda lesbian. And the reason why it irritates me is because it means that somebody must think I'm lying. That's number one. Number two, why would you want to hide it? That is not the way I run my life.
Oprah's PR team is in full crisis mode, calling in favors, threatening legal action, and doing everything possible to keep this footage under wraps. But let's be real. Once something leaks online, it's out for good. The craziest part? Oprah has been reaching out to her celebrity friends for support, but many are staying quiet. It's that classic story. When you're on top, everyone's your friend, but when you're falling, suddenly no one picks up the phone. Sources say she's even considering a public statement to control the damage, but her team is divided. Some think it'll make her look guilty, while others say she should face it head-on. Behind closed doors, Oprah is far from calm. She's struggling to decide what to do next. And let's not forget Gayle King, her longtime bestie, who's reportedly staying at Oprah's place, trying to keep her grounded through this mess. So, what's next? Can Oprah bounce back? Or is this the beginning of the end? One thing's for sure, this scandal has shaken her to the core, and the drama is far from over. Stay tuned.
Everything there, Barbara, the tears and then the steel.
Yeah, the whole interview is, I thought it was going to be, and then I interviewed, and then it was not. It was as if she, wanted to say all the things that she's kept in for years. That's why it's an hour.
But what about the relationship with Stedman Graham? They're not seen together.
Well, see, that interested me too, because, I thought that he was out of the picture. And not at all. I mean, they're together all the time. They live together. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay, I didn't either. And she talks about her relationship with him and the difference in the two, the friendship and the other relationship. So, as I said, there was so much about this and her earlier life and also why she's leaving.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Years.
25 years. Why did she choose this moment?
I think because she's exhausted. I know that's,
she's starting a new network.
Exactly. So I don't want to tell you everything, but I'll tell you how the new network started, whose idea it was, and she's scared to death about it. And yet she's going to go.
Oprah Winfrey scared to death.
Oprah Winfrey scared to death. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you've given us a lot to look forward to, Barbara. The Barbara Walters special, Oprah, the next chapter, that airs tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central, followed by the 10 most fascinating people of 2010, which Barbara's going to tell us about tomorrow. Great.
I don't want to do 2 hours again, ever. It was great, but I never want to do it again.
2 hours, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
This Oprah drama is far from over, girl. What's next for the talk show queen? Rumors are swirling that her entire empire could crumble. Canceled contracts, lost sponsors, the whole deal. Can you even imagine Oprah without all that wealth and power? It's like picturing the sky without stars. But the real issue isn't just the money. It's how people will see her after this. One day, you're America's sweetheart, and the next, you're old news. And don't think for a second that the tea is done spilling. What if Denzel has more to reveal? Or what if Oprah claps back? This could turn into an all-out celebrity war. Stay tuned, because this drama is just getting started.
We're talking to the top headline makers of 2010, and she's here now to give us a first look. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning. Well, yes, I do have two from 9 to 10. A wonderful interview with Oprah, probably the most personal interview I've seen her do or done with her. She talks to a lot of people, but she doesn't usually talk about herself. 10 to 11 is 10 most fascinating people. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, Oprah. She's leaving her program, most people know, after 25 years, because in January, just a couple of weeks away, she starts her new network. She doesn't leave until the spring, but the new chapter begins next week. So we sat down with her, and as I said, I've never seen her quite as revealing throughout the interview. We asked her what I thought was, sort of simple question about her relationship with her best friend, Gayle King. And this was her answer, very personal. A lot of women have close friends. Very few have friends as close as yours. Mm-hmm. Describe that friendship to me.
Whew, okay. She is the mother I never had. She is the sister everybody would want. She is the friend that everybody deserves. I don't know a better person. I don't know a better person.
Why is it making you cry?
Shoot, I wasn't gonna cry here. It's making me cry because I'm thinking about how much I probably have never told her that. Tissue, please. I now need tissue. I've never told her that.
So when those, to me, dumb rumors come up that you
are gay,
what do you say?
Well, I have said we are not gay enough times. I'm not lesbian. I'm not even kinda lesbian. And the reason why it irritates me is because it means that somebody must think I'm lying. That's number one. Number two, why would you want to hide it? That is not the way I run my life.